Alright, brief overview of my factory. Uh, I'm in the process of tearing it down and rebuilding it, but you'll get a good idea of how it works anyways. Here's my railroad, which runs around the map and gathers the things. There's some mines and stuff. So the raw resources come in on this level, either from a train, as seen here, or from local mines. And this is also where the truck inbound resources come from, used to come from. Here is some probably oil. Yeah, oil. And all these raw resources run along here underneath the floor of the factory. And then this allows me to create more factories of whatever I need to make farther on down the supply chain if needed. So for example, if I decide I need more iron plates for some reason, I can either build more iron plates from the original iron plate factory, or I can build a new iron plate factory down where they're actually needed at some point. Resources from the factory come in, and then they come along, they get sorted by these programmable splitters into their respective bins or to the recycler, which means all the factories are running all the time. That's true. It's not true, it's mostly true. And I have this little space here for any specialized factory I want to build. You know, for like parts that I don't actually need for the supply chain, but I need some for personal building or to unlock something in the map or something like that. And I have tubes going to various parts of my factory. This first outfit is building, I think it's called compacted coal, which I was using for coal power plants and then for turbo fuel, still using it for turbo fuel. So this is an iron factory. Building, I think that's just plates. I believe this is concrete. I think that's rods and stuff. These are all designed and they're designed to be stacked, so if I need more, I just stack more on it. So part of my process of reconfiguring my factory is that fuel generators aren't as long as the coal generators, so I'm scrunching them up to create more floor space for my actual factories. So I need to go through and scrunch these all up. That'll leave me more room this way or that way for actual factories. And then these all spit out their products into these belts, which run the entire length of the factory. And I just keep expanding them as my factory expands. And they run around in a big loop. And they're all the resources are smashed together. I get as many products on one belt as I think can fit, or as makes sense. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling. And down here at the end, which is going to get deleted and moved again, is the stuff for the space elevator. And every time I need to kick out farther that way, this part, where it turns the corner, just gets pushed out farther. And runs back to my main little starting area. And the other thing I do is each little part of the factory has its own power generators. So I shouldn't lose all power to everything all at once. It should just be, whatever particular little part of the factory is overloaded. That's a little supplemental concrete factory I built because I ran out of concrete. That's about it. Blue printer. I don't even remember what I was working on. I thought I had. Oh, there it is. At some point I might go along and finish all those pillars for the train. All those little sections are blueprinted. I like to do it that way because when they stack together nicely in for two, it really makes it look nice. Over there you can see my train spiral, which is how I get trains to go uphill or downhill. And I'm not currently consuming enough oil or piping enough oil to take advantage of all these nodes. And at some point during my reconfiguration process, I'll address that. Go for a train ride to show you the train network, but going up and down those spirals makes me sick when I watch it, so imagine what it does to people watching YouTube. That about does it.